we win.
To the matter in hand.
So, do we recover all our health then after that break?
Yeah, then you wake up.
Because we've been sat behind a rock on a snowy mountain for 3 weeks.
So
Yeah.
No, we're in the
it has
monastery
been 3
and we
weeks,
find
so-
all the herbs and
Yeah.
Yeah, so we need to give. It's been 3 weeks, so we need to give people a bit. I think we've already refreshed them, but yeah. So you set off.
I thought you were going to actually say some health back.
I am going to give you something. I'm going to give you something. I'm going to give you some slight reward. But yeah, so you set off from.
The slight reward
quick
is a loss
death.
of sanity. No, I'm going to make the slight reward is you get to roll a sanity dice.
So you left that village where Siva. It was Siva,
yeah.
So your guide who's been with you all the way from India, he refused to travel any further. So you're only on the trail of Quarry and the Italian expedition. So Siva managed to secure another guy, which was a local who who didn't speak a word of English, and he was leading you to this monastery where supposedly a member of Quarry's expedition had been found in the mountains, delirious, and taken to this monastery. So you eventually reach this monastery, only to be greeted by Carlo Shipoon, the member of the expedition, who appeared and shot and killed your guide, the local guy who brought it there, and then proceeded to take pots at you. Neil killing Gerald before you managed to kill him. And then going into the monastery, you discovered the monks inside that he'd apparently murdered, along with the young boy who was their kind of go for.
Oh, we also discovered that our hunter in the group left the hunting rifle behind and brought two.
Yeah.
Left the powerful
Because
rifle and brought
yeah,
the,
that's
I brought the shittest rifle ever.
Yeah, it does. It's like a pellet gun.
Yeah, the wind blew the rounds, of course.
So you found the grisly remains of the denizens of the monastery, and you essentially ended up spending the night here because although I think you've got one tent with you, haven't you? Obviously you were forced to drop more and more equipment as you travelled further. So you just had the bare minimum of stuff that you were able to carry yourselves. So rather than sleep in a tent outside, of course, it made sense to sleep in the monastery. Although I think we did take the time to remove the bodies that looked like.
we left the bodies.
Yeah, we threw them off the cliff.
Yeah.
Along with boom. So I think that's where we left it. So so you spending the night in the monastery with tomorrow with a climb up the mountain ahead of you the next day. Not literally mountain climbing, but according to Chapon's diary and the directions that Siva was able to secure you, that this Drakmar is rumoured to be located at the top of a valley that runs between these mountain peaks, the Annapurna Mountains. So I think we shall open with a little gift. Oh, one of two gifts.
You said that with a smirk, Phil.
Every time you smash, you're like, oh god, here it comes.
Yeah, it's a real shitty gift.
It is a shitty gift.
Yeah, I knew it.
Some more dreams?
Yes. Well done. No points to that man. Okay, so you all have this dream. I think it's just a new one. And going on the dreams. So Charles, these dreams are having less of an impact on Charles and Gerald, particularly Gerald. They're almost
been there, dreamt that.
Yeah. So they don't. They don't give you that sense of dread anymore. Almost
Ooh,
welcoming.
that was a good one. Did you get that one, Charles?
Oh, right. Oh, I've seen this episode.
Almost welcoming these dreams now. So, green and black light slants down through the canopy of leaves to the floor. You walk on soft moss that surrounds the trees. Old oaks make a city here, quiet but watchful. Every detail is in place. You imagine who might have been here in this fairy tale forest. Wild Serranos, oh, you might have heard this one actually. The hunt to the fairy queen with her donkeys, hobgoblins and sprites. The wolf at the banquet, all tooth and cunning, and by thinking of them, you bring them closer. Someone falls into step beside you, and it's another you imagined, the rogue, the highwayman. What or will or one of those? He strides along, capable and sure, rolling on the balls of his heels with an easy gait, longbow at his back, dirk in his belt. He's grinning. No, he isn't. You can't keep up this conceit. The old forest is gone. As it is, your companion becomes, who is it? If you're pilgrim, then faithful. Vain confidence? But with this hesitation you're alone, and the welter of staging is replaced by bare boards. Your plot, an empty page. Someone else directs your dream, and you can't escape this with the distractions of fairy tales and allegories. You're walking to him. You're crossing featureless, frosty ground. Aldebaran looms ahead. It has slipped so low in the sky that it touches the horizon. One could step up to it now. One could step down from it. Thousands of stars show, but not the stars you know. There are others with you, friends, but they're just an escort. For it is only you that matters. No Caesar ever performed an action to match this one. You see a bright, bright light around a tall figure. His white and yellow robes move in a wind that you do not feel. His hand reaches out, and awed, you see yourself take it and step through. And you may all make that sound.
Oh no.
Told you. That's the gift.
You know, that isn't actually a gift.
Oh my word, failed by 2.
Okay.
Actually passed.
So if you pass, you lose 1 point of sanity. If you fail, you lose 1d3 points of sanity.
I pass and I still lose sanity? What?
You do.
Yeah. Hey, wait till you meet something actually scary. It's like, hey,
Yes.
good
Oh,
news. Good news,
Yes,
you only lose d20 points of sanity. You lucky bastard.
I mean, if I'm going to lose sanity, I may as well lose max sanity.
I think you lost Max last time as well, didn't you?
I did.
So one of
I
my
did.
gifts to you all will be a bit more rest. You won't get a rest. So that will reset your daily sanity. And yeah, you wait.
What? Oh, I don't even recover any hit points.
Oh, due to a critical wound. Oh,
Your
yeah,
sanity's okay. You're fine with it.
How many have you got? How many does Gerald have?
Let me just check that. I'm not sure if you should have, if that critical wound should have gone.
I can't even remember what it actually was.
Did you get shot?
Sorry, it's a major wound.
Yeah, it took a major wound when you got shot, didn't you?
Yeah, I went down to like 0 hit points, I think,
Yes.
at one point.
Major wounds.
Well, before we leave, we'll have to get Gerald patched up. So he's not in a condition to travel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll wait for you here. I'll be in charge of keeping the fire going.
I'm bleeding out.
Okay, so yeah, you can major wound recovery. A con roll should be made at the end of each week of game time, and the major wound box is ticked. If the con roll is successful, so it takes you have to a week of game time has to pass.
And then a con roll.
Yeah.
Have you seen my con?
Yes, it's what it is. Yeah, if it's a fumble, then you receive a lasting injury or complication. Well, let's face it, it'll be nice if you kept alive in the week's time. Right, okay. So the only way you were going to recover any health is if somebody was, because you've had first aid performed on you, so you can't have first aid performed anymore, but somebody can perform medicine, and that will heal you a little bit better if they're able.
Yeah, can we look around this? This is still a functioning monastery, isn't it?
Yes. So this was brought up last session, I believe. So yeah, I would say they live up here in isolation, so you will be able to scavenge things to.
A fully functional auto dock.
Yeah.
There's a medipod in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
very advanced.
You'll be able to scavenge things. I mean, you found plenty of food and supplies, so it's quite, it's not
Cushy.
It's not cushy, no. But yeah, you've been able to scavenge enough supplies and food, and there's going to be some medical supplies because you live up here in pretty much isolation.
Yeah, so we can stitch the wound up at least, and there's better be poultices and stuff to help stop infection.
So do you want is that Charles going to make a medicine roll then?
Has anyone else got more than 51?
51?
What?
51 medicine.
Oof.
I've got one.
It is supposed to
It's almost.
I have.
It's
Yeah,
almost.
but-
You might not have realised this from playing
Yeah.
with him previously, but Charles is actually a practicing doctor.
Yeah. You wouldn't know it.
You wouldn't know it, and his competence hasn't shone through.
Yeah.
But
He just happens to be the shittest practicing doctor
Of all time.
in the Western
stat-wise,
world. Yeah.
he is actually a fully competent doctor.
The
Stats
problem is,
can
when it
be
falls to me,
deceiving.
rolling dice.
Yeah.
And he's a massive dick.
And there wasn't multiple murders in the asylum that
Yeah. Charles is about to perform open heart surgery. He slips and cuts your head off. Oops.
There's the doctor.
Yes.
I think there was, I can't remember where I read it, but somebody managed to have a triple fatality while operating. Because they were operating, this is like 1700s kind of thing. But I think they were operating on somebody, they slipped, they sliced one of their arteries, and then fell over, and the scalpel
Isn't
flung.
that famous? Isn't that famous doctor that historically is sort of renowned for being responsible for all these advances, but he was actually a really terrible doctor and killed most two-thirds of the people he treated.
I think that's most doctors from the 1700s, to be fair.
Doctor's a loose term.
Yeah.
But yeah, come on, Charles.
Right. That's.
Earn your coin. If you kill me with this roll, I will haunt you till the end of your days.
I got a little ghost on my shoulder.
So till tomorrow is what I'm saying.
Oh no, sorry.
Right, let's do it.
Well, it's not a fumble.
I mean,
Hold
mean,
on.
I mean,
Is that even possible?
this is what I mean. I mean, you've got to say that's impressive. I mean, Preston's A's got 51, but wow. I mean,
Only Dr. Charles Highsmith.
Doctor
No,
Death.
no. This is every character I ever play.
Wow.
Doctor
This
Death.
is across the board.
Wow.
You see anime
Wow.
game sessions, any system.
Wow.
Luckily,
And
thanks
I've
to
no
that
answer.
1%, that made it not a film.
So there is a success in there somewhere.
There is.
How much luck would you like to spend?
I've got 23 left.
Yeah, unfortunately, it does not. So it can push it, but that would be a bad idea.
Do you know what? I would say at this point in time, push it.
Push it, yeah.
Please.
If you push
Please.
it, you could kill him.
Yeah, exactly.
Push
Just
it.
push it.
I started right. I'm like, it's okay. I haven't done this in a while from medical school, but it's okay.
Let me put the bits back in.
His hands are cold.
Are you seriously going to push them?
Oh, fuck.
We pushed it and failed.
I can't.
Wow.
He was close, though. He was close.
I'm glad I got
Look,
some
I'm a
input into
control.
that decision.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, you botched that. So you deal damage instead of healing damage. So yeah, maybe you like doing suturing the wound, stitching him up. It's all going well, and then you make a fatal. I don't know, maybe you make a fatal slip with the.
Can we not use the word fatal?
In fact, I'll tell you what more. What's maybe a bit more interesting. Maybe if you don't know what you do, maybe if some of the
Well, we all
herbs-
know he doesn't know what he's doing.
So maybe some of the
This is-
herbs, instead of being something that's more immediate, maybe some of the herbs or the equipment you've used, maybe it's not you didn't disinfect it properly, and maybe there's an infection there that's
I went to the cooking cupboard instead of the medicine cupboard.
yeah there's
And there's turmeric and chili powder.
there's an infection there
Oops.
that's yet to reveal itself.
Oops.
But yeah, I don't think
I've got something that's accidentally laid eggs in you.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, something that wasn't clean. So there's an infection, but that's not apparent as yet. But you certainly don't heal him back any injuries, any health.
Are you going to string him along, keeping him alive until the very last second where he just drops dead?
Possibly.
Probably.
Okay,
So he dies here.
So this one, so now I shall give you your gift. So since that is not going to happen again, you're never going to get the opportunity for this again. I will give you one last development phase where you can attempt.
Oh wow.
See, I think I've only actually ticked.
Two
the
have
things.
ticked.
So I can't remember.
and
Does it give you a luck refresh as well, or is that just pro? Oh no, it does. You can recover luck as well.
Yeah, wow.
So if you click on your buttons
Or not,
on your,
as it
your
may be.
development phase and you recover luck, it shall grant you some gifts.
Luck not recovered.
No, I didn't recover any luck.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, your Marcus did. Marcus has done crazy. What's he doing multiple rolls for?
Marcus is clicking a lot. Marcus has recovered 80 of 44.
What?
I think Marcus may have been playing the system.
Yeah.
I think so. What? How the hell did that happen?
I think he must just have clicked.
I think Marcus has clicked about 10 times.
Yeah, all right. Let's find
That
the
was an
first one.
accident. Oops.
Oh yes.
No.
So yeah, the first one was no luck. You didn't get any luck recovered.
Oh,
The first Marcus's first one was 1 point of luck.
yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
So you're
1
on
point.
21.
Yeah.
God, how many times did you press it?
Yeah.
I didn't think it was working. Sorry.
Well, he failed 4.
Luck recovered 121.
That's good times.
Yeah, so you should.
100 of 20.
Yeah, that would make sense. 121. 100
Yeah.
over 21.
Hang on. What was mine? Luck not recovered, 58 out of 60. What?
Did anybody else get any look back?
No. Although,
You should only be able to press it. Oh, it's
recovered.
still there.
No, you can press it as many times as you want because it just
Okay.
stays there.
Oh, right, wow.
Yeah.
You have to flick it back
fast
to the...
talk. 98.
Right, so we'll have to readjust. Master's luck, 'cause he certainly didn't get that much.
It's a once in a
Oh,
lifetime thing.
Sorry. The first one is how much you rolled. The second one is what your original score was.
Right.
And then it
right.
says, because my fast talk upgraded 98 out of 45, my fast talk was 45%, and I rolled a 98.
Yeah. So yeah. Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
that first one that was 100 out of 21, he rolled 100, had 21 to start with.
Oh, right.
Or was it 22?
Okay.
And you only got one. You got 1 point.
So yeah,
You got 1 point.
so you got 1 point. You're on 22 luck points.
Yeah. I'll just adjust that for you. You've not got 49. Here we go. You had 49 briefly. Yeah, daily sanity should be reset. If it's not reset, you can click on the daily sanity reset. That should be at 0.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Mine has.
Okay. So yeah, after Marcus tried to fudge the system there.
Game in the system, you son of a bitch.
So you waken the next day. Let's see. So it's the 9th morning of the 9th of January. It's about 8:30 in the morning. Probably it's certainly not probably from exhaustion that you've managed to sleep this long. Certainly not from the comfort, and it's the fire has long since gone out. So as soon as you wake, you're just shivering from the cold, and this thin, pale light streams in through the narrow windows of the building, and you can still hear the howling of the wind outside, and there's a few flakes of every so often flakes of snow blowing through the windows. So you're able to drag yourselves out of your makeshift beds and manage to cobble together some quite a reasonable meal from the food supplies that the monks have, including, of course, that lovely honeycomb. Quite fresh, it's 3 weeks old. It's certainly a treat compared to what you've been having for the past 2 weeks.
Rice and beans. Beans and rice.
Rice and Pete.
Yeah, so it will be, let's say, it's about 9:30 by the time you've stretched your cold and aching bones and are ready to make preparations to move off on what is hopefully the final leg in the attempts to track down Malcolm Quarry and the rest of the expedition.
And a doctor.
Yeah, I feel I should point out that I am not feeling very well.
There has been better doctors.
I don't know why. Like, help you out there. No, that's all nicely patched up. We've got herbs and everything, so yeah, you'll be fine, old chap. You'll be fine. We're lucky enough we're in the right place. Just sort of have a look at your bandage and give it a wee pat. No, it's okay. Just keep it warm, keep it clean.
Right, have you two done pissing about?
I haven't done anything.
Well, okay. And Marcus, why on earth did you bring the 2-2?
The what? The 2-2?
Yeah, the rifle.
Oh, well, you know.
For somebody who claims to be such a mighty hunter, you don't seem to know very much about weapons.
Yeah.
Well, I shot a man dead. You didn't, so you know maybe I know a bit more about shooting things than you do. Yeah.
Sorry, I was too busy getting shot because somebody had brought a 2-2 instead of an actual gun.
Yeah. Well, I suggest, gentlemen, we make our way up, onwards and upwards, as they say.
Yeah, let's get this done. Time to
I
see this
suggest,
through.
I don't know, I suggest we maybe leave the tent here.
How long is it going to take us to get where we're going?
At least one more session. Sorry.
Who said that? Did you guys hear that on the wind?
You can make an idea roll. So the person with the highest idea or intelligence can make an intelligence roll.
75.
Probably 80.
There we go.
Dr. Highsmith, how are you? How clever are you?
I don't care how clever.
I think
Dr.
we know
Highsmith
that
thinks.
answer.
I don't care how clever he thinks he is. Yeah.
Excuse me, I'm a professional in my field, thank you very much.
Yeah, there we go.
Very much dare you.
In Gerald we trust.
Okay, so
Let's,
checking over the Carlo's diary and the information you've gathered, you think 2 days at the most.
Maybe we should take the tent.
Yeah. Yeah.
A wind blows in through the window just to remind us how cold it is outside.
Brrr!
Sorry.
Yeah. Let's take the tent.
So are you packing everything, taking everything with you still, or just packing?
Yep.
I think we're going to have to.
Yeah.
Your Italian chappie's gun fell down the ravine, didn't it?
No, did we
Yes.
not grab it?
I thought we
Did
got
we
it.
grab it?
Yeah, I think we could certainly get that. Yeah.
He has a much better
He
rifle
had a
than
much
we
better
do.
gun. Yes. He had. I think it was a 303. Was it?
Yeah.
Let me just find that for you. He had a 6.5mm carbine.
Oof, even better.
It's like some sort of
Not as
hand
good as my
cannon.
2-2.
Yes. So that does 2d6 plus 2 damage. It's got a range of about. What's the range on
A
that?
mile.
It's quite a bit.
Yeah.
I'm currently equipped with it at the moment for some reason.
Oh, you must have picked it up already. Oh, no,
I'm wondering, should we swap?
I'll take the rifle off you. I do have
The Enfield.
I do have 77.
So it's got base range. It's got a base range of 80 yards.
Yeah, so whoever's better with the rifle, take the big.
I've just seen your medical skills.
He's walking around. What's the problem?
Yeah. As far as you know, he's done a sterling job.
Yeah, the grumbling coming out of his mouth says different.
Has that been any different from the entire time we spent together?
Now it has, yes. It's intensified more than a level. I'm now worried for his life.
Oh, Dave, we've got you kind of off camera. I can just see the top side of your head.
That's because he's injured.
Yeah.
Slump.
That's a bit better.
Only a bit better though.
I can always. Let me see if I can. So, what are you doing?
Packing up, pissing off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's better. Okay. So you have Chipone's diary and you have Cedar's directions towards the valley where Drakmar is rumoured to be located. And the initial passage from the monastery is as difficult as the previous day. For 3 hours we were forced to scramble up the same steep, scree-covered slopes. The world is monochrome black, greys and whites. Obviously, with the state that Gerald is in, you're having to somebody's usually having to assist him, which slows your pace somewhat. But by
I
the
think
end,
Dr. Highsmith should be forced to carry me.
Piggyback.
monitor his patience. So around midday, there is some relief as your ragtag group breasts the ridge that you've been climbing towards, and this is it. The valley, the steep side of the valley sweeps out below you, and it's as bone dry as a baked furrow in a midsummer field. At the opposite side it climbs steeply to the east, and the wind hurtles ferociously, mindlessly down it. As you pause briefly at the crest of this ridge and then head down into the valley, and then begin the next slog of climbing, of like heading up the valley, so to north of the valley, so you're heading up the mountain of this valley. And while footing here is much surer, gusts of wind alternately blow you back and then rush on, blowing you forward. Glancing back, you can see to the east there is indeed a parallel valley over the southern crest of the mountains that matches the description in Chipone's diary. So you spend the next last 4 or 5 hours that remains of daylight climbing steeply uphill along this valley, travelling east away from the river and deeper into the mountains. Walking is arduous in the thin air and the howling wind, and conversation is difficult to the point that you can only be heard by literally putting your mouth close to somebody's ear to speak to them, and even then you're having to raise your voices. So as the sun begins to set and light quickly starts to fail, you're forced to try and find somewhere to take shelter. So you can. Well, what are you going to do? Are you going to search together? Are you going to split up and try and find somewhere?
No, because of the wind and the weather, I suggest we stay together.
Yeah, we don't want to get split up.
If we split up here and visibility diminishes, we're screwed here, guys. So we stick together.
Okay, so you can have so the person with the best spot there can make a spot.
56.
75.
77.
Ooh.
Dr. Highsmith, how's your spot hidden?
It's 30.
Is it?
Okay.
Oh, nicely done.
See, that's how you succeed in things that you're good at.
That is a success.
So, where have I failed? I don't understand this line of conversation. I shout over the hills, "What are you talking about?"
What?
Okay.
There's a squawking cat.
So there's no way you can pitch the tent here. The grounds, it's just you're on this like steep incline. The ground's hard, frozen, rocky. So the best you can do is you find an area that's partly sheltered from the wind amongst a field of boulders, where you're able to like drape the tent and pin it down with rocks, and you huddle inside this makeshift lean-to, wrapped up in your blankets and huddling together for warmth. But you can all make a con roll.
Bastards.
I don't think you can get any worse, Joe, so we're in about.
Oh,
Well, Charles, I'm glad your dice hit mine there because mine were going to land
Oh
on 8.
no!
Okay.
see,
Fitzgerald.
it's wonderful.
Knocking it out of the park tonight.
This is how you survive in a mountain wilderness.
He said, "Quicken up." Oh, lovely night's sleep. Oh, I feel wonderful.
Okay, so Charles.
I feel so good I might have recovered some hit points.
No, you're not.
So Charles and Marcus, you like feel the brunt of the cold and the high altitude more than anybody else, and you are now suffering from exposure.
Oh, that's not good times.
Lovely. Cup of tea sorted out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that means you're gonna. It's not too bad. You'll lower. It won't be like penalty dice. It'll lower your skill by 5%. If you're making any any strength and dex checks will be lowered by 5%. But don't like physically change them on your calculation. Just have to excuse me. But first aid and medicine rolls can be used to alleviate to aid recovery from exposure.
Get the cat alone.
By covering the exposed areas and hot drinks or chocolate.
Ooh. Cup of tea, boys.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
You do have those things with you, so you are at the
Yes,
mercy
we
of,
do.
Dr. Highsmith's medical expertise.
Let's not go there.
No,
Because-
rely on a good cup of tea instead.
Just
Yeah.
just a cup
Yeah.
of tea and chocolate won't on its own won't suffice, I'm afraid.
Oh dear.
How
Well,
about a nice biscuit?
A couple of rich teas.
What about a nice slice of toast?
That would be a good trick up halfway up the mountain with the hill.
We'll make some fresh bread.
But of course, you know, obviously I'm gonna, even though I'm suffering myself, I'm going to try and look after everybody.
What?
See?
Is that a success? Do my eyes deceive me?
Why do you doubt me? I don't know what this attitude is.
I do not believe this.
So Marcus, you do not, thanks to the ministrations of Dr. Highsmith, you do not, or rather you recover, before setting off that morning, you recover from the effects of exposure.
Oh, thank you.
Are you going to attend to yourself as well? Heal thyself, physician.
He's going to cut his own arm off or something.
Let's see how this goes.
No.
What?
Yes. Okay, yeah.
Fine.
Don't let him off the hook just because he succeeded a couple of times.
Yeah, clearly when not under pressure.
I wasn't under pressure last time. It was less pressure because we were in a monastery. with a building? We're comfortable.
We just cared less last time.
Okay, so George, while Dr. Highsmith is tending to himself and to Marcus, George and Gerald, you can make a spot hidden, but it will be with a penalty dice due to the cold and the driving snow.
Keep your penalty.
Gerald's better at 34.
I have eyes like a hawk, ears of the wolf, and speed of the puma.
You cannot. Okay, so George. So while packing, you're packing things up, getting ready to move on. You're looking up higher up the valley towards the mountain peaks. And you see, at first you think it's just shadows of boulders, but then you see some movement, and you see a small figure moving higher up, maybe about 100 yards or so above you. But they only look small.
Is it because they're far away?
Yeah, at first you think it's the distance, but like I say, it's only about 100 yards. They don't look about maybe the size of a child.
Does I can't remember his name. Rigatoni's rifle have a scope on it or anything?
It does not.
I guess we have no binoculars either. Gentlemen, there appears to be what looks like, now, don't think I'm mentally, children moving higher up the ridgeline.
Okay, that's isn't exactly a nice place for children or adults.
Well, I would agree, but they appear to be. Yeah, they look small, and it's not because they're far away, but yeah, it appears to be children up there.
I think you might be going snowblind, mate.
What? I mean, you can come have a look.
I will go and have a look.
And I try and point out and say, look there. Look, if you look up there, if you just cast your gaze up further up that ridge up there, Gerald, you'll see. I thought there were boulders at first, but it looks like they're moving. So
you can make another check, but it's still got the penalty dice, even though it's pointing it out that obviously right now the figure's moved further away. Okay, so yes, you do. So only faint, just this faint silhouette, and it's just for a moment, just a mere moment, before it's swallowed up by the fog and snow. You see this small, hunched figure heading up the mountain, up the valley.
Is that going the way that we're going?
Going the same way.
Yeah, can you see him, Gerald?
I thought I did.
See?
Can't be.
Well, you say that, but what else can it be?
Can't be children. I mean, no.
It's worth going that way. Any roads?
I mean,
well, we are
we're heading
going
that way anyway.
So yeah, we are going that direction.
Suppose we'll just keep our wits about us and nothing to lose. I suppose we'll back on.
Maybe so.
Maybe it was a baby yeti.
Hey, yeah, yes, could be. I don't know, gentlemen. How are you feeling after your tea and chocolate?
Let's go with rubbish.
Ah.
But,
Well,
I
I
don't
don't
think standing around here is going to do us any good anyway.
Yeah,
Let's
I
get
don't think we
moving.
can
Let's get
we can
moving.
hang around here, but I think we should get moving.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So, by
In
the
for a
time
penny.
by the time you've packed up the camp, packed up your belongings, the mist is the morning the mist on the mountainside is cleared and the snow has lessened slightly. It's still snowfall, but it's lessened, so like it's giving you a clear view up ahead of you and below and out across the cloud-shrouded mountaintops surrounding you. And looking out, you almost this feeling of isolation is almost overwhelming. It feels like you could be the only people on Earth. There's no mark of man here other than yourselves, although you can see for miles upon miles from the top, from the valley, from the top of this ridge. And everywhere is frost and ice covering the rocks and crevasses that surround the edges of this valley. And turning, you struggle onwards, upwards, as the valley deepens, its sides rising up to 100 feet or more, blocking out the direct rays of the sun and plunging the temperature even deeper. And you walk on, monotonous hours in the shriek of wind, snow stinging at your faces, till finally, at midday, something. It's an effect that dwarfs what you saw at the monastery. Up ahead, the entire north side of the valley has been coloured. The dull, rusty, dark orange colour stretches right to the high cliff tops, maybe 200 feet, and must run for about half a mile in either direction. Piercing this cliff are scores of cave openings, and spread across the valley floor underneath are the ruins of chortens lying where they fell amidst vivid splashes of the same ochre colour. This must be Drakmar, by legend stained with the blood from the organs of a slain monster. And you can all make a lesson.
Oh, goodness.
Really?
What?
I can look it if you want.
I can't hear you over the wind.
Do I need to look that?
Pardon?
What?
So it's quiet. So yeah, it is quiet. It's more sheltered. And like you say, you're the top of the valley. This wall, this little sea, like marks the end of the valley. And although the wind is still howling, it's far from death.
I'll look at. Why won't it let me? Ah, there we go.
You're going to get nothing for this.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so Gerald, it's very almost on the edge of perception. It's the sound of dim thunder. Like, we can all hear this like just echoing through the sound of Gerald. No, not Gerald. So this, as you listen, you can hear this. This is something more than just distant thunder. It seems to come every minute or two and persists for a few seconds, like thunder. It's almost like thunder, or some kind of grey. Machinery. No, not machinery. A heart.
Oh yes, thank you.
The others seem strangely yeah, it's there
Apparently, I'm not as good at lip reading as I thought I was.
You can put your headphones back on. So yeah, it's out of interest for your this picture is actually Drakmar. This is the place that
The actual real Drakmar.
it is this actual place.
Is it sandstone?
No, it does. It is literally some kind of stain.
Blood of children.
Well, according to legends, it's stained by the blood of this that giant colossal vulcan.
So yes, guys, can you not hear the heartbeat
Sorry, what?
in the wind? There's a heartbeat. I can distinctly hear. Listen.
No,
No, like going
I got nothing.
no.
The
I've got
the
nothing.
dunk, the dunk,
No,
the dunk.
no.
Are you sure you're not just mad? All this injury that you've had.
We don't use that word in these circles, thank you.
Is that a non-medical term?
Very disparaging on people who have genuine illnesses, you know. You don't devote your career to helping to heal people without removing the stigmas first.
No,
It's not.
You're very progressive for 1920s, Charles. I would.
That's it, it'll be damn her blue and
Yeah.
getting a few piercings.
It is actually,
So-
this institution was on the cutting edge of like the opinion that you should be treating and trying to cure your patients rather than just
And it's worked well so far. No,
apart from all the ones that died.
death is a part of life.
So yeah, here you are. So a careful survey of the valley floor indicates two fire-scorched areas.
Oh, is that the toilet rock?
Or the sacrifice rock.
So we're not hearing this this heartbeat, I'm afraid, Gerald. But
There.
well, let's go have a look at this rock here. This stained rock looks quite interesting.
Yeah, let's see what this stain is.
Is less than a great deal because it's quieter.
I wonder why it's stained such a shitty brown colour.
Does it smell? Does it smell bad?
I can't smell
No.
anything because
No,
of the
it doesn't.
high wind.
Yeah, it doesn't smell. It doesn't smell.
Is it a stain
It is a stain.
Or-
yeah, it's a stain.
rather than anything smeared on it? It is actually stained.
Yeah, you can see it's like splash marks.
Does it look like dry blood, dry mud, burnt?
It could be easy. You can make a medicine roll.
Oh dear, get the doctor involved.
I try and light my pipe in the middle of the. Well, let me see.
I know it's going to come in. The doctor suggests this is a rock.
Oh my god!
Wow.
That's definitely a rock.
Joe's.
What's your
However,
take on it?
the stuff on top of the rock is.
So
Drum
yeah,
roll.
just as Gerald is like scratches some off of his finger and like goes to like taste it.
That's how they do it in all the films.
Yeah, you just as you're seeing him doing this, you like have a look and say, yeah, this is blood. A lot of blood.
Oh. Does
This
it appear
rock,
to
does it look
be-
flat?
Does it what? Sorry.
Does it look flat?
Yeah.
And does it appear that this blood has ended up here by being dropped from a great height?
You don't see how that could have happened. It's too far away from the base of the
Okay.
floor.
I'm thinking somebody being laid on top of it. And words being spoken.
If I put my ear to the rock,
You will get a bloody ear.
no, it's stained. It's not wet.
No, it's not wet.
So-
Yeah,
It'll
so
be fine.
don't try Smith. You think, yeah, this has probably been this stain, this blood. It's probably from like a few weeks ago. You can tell
Time of
from
death,
the
roughly
discoloration, you can
midnight on the.
but no, you put your ear to the rock. No,
Can I hear?
you can
Any,
you can still hear this. You can still hear this faint sound. But no, it's not any lesser or any more distinct.
Does anyone think this rock looks like it's been used for sacrifice?
That's what I'm thinking.
do, yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
wondering what it looks like. Is it flat? Has somebody maybe been laid on top of it? Can we see, have a look around, see if there's any like rope fibers or.
Yeah.
Oh, you can have a look around. Yeah, sure you can. Yeah, but yeah, like I say, it's like a quite broad, flat rock. But yeah, so if you want to have a look, anybody wants to have a look around, they can look at spot in, sure.
I'll do so.
What is that? What everybody's doing, or is other people doing something?
Yeah. No, I'm gonna have a look round. I'm intrigued. Maybe not that intrigued. Definitely.
I'm just wandering around listening to stuff.
I've made my discovery for the game. Apparently. That's me. I only got one.
So we got. Do you remember to pass that?
Yeah.
Marcus.
Yeah, Marcus.
Right. Okay. So yeah, you find Marcus, you short distance away, almost completely obscured by snow. You find a sharp rock down the side, maybe a bit just a bit bigger a bit bigger than like a like a two fist, maybe about 6 inches across, kind of roundish rock, and it's one side of it is coated with this apparently same substance, as well as what looked like fragments of hair.
Oh, this is the beaten in rock.
Yeah.
Oh, not even a throat slice. It's a.
Yeah. Cave your skull in rock.
Nice.
And you can make an intelligence roll as well, Marcus.
Good luck.
I will let you make it with a.
Oh, that is
Whoa.
a great
I
intelligence
was
roll.
going to say,
Makes the rock stars go. I think it's what it.
you can roll another 10 because I was going to say you can make it with a bonus die. Okay, yeah, so this scene before you, suddenly it reminds you of the last entry in Chapone's diary.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if you want to read that to, if you want to like check it and read that to everybody.
Where was the diary?
It should be in the journal. Yeah, Chapone's diary. It's in the journal tab. No, page 6. Or page 5 actually. Yeah, page 5, day 76 starts on page 5.
Oh my god, I'm getting lost. Where? Oh, okay.
Day 70. We entered Drakmar for the first time. That's right, it's in Italian, I can't read it.
Oh, do you want me to read it? If you're struggling to find it, I'll read it. I'll read it out.
I've found it, but it's very small.
Go on, Phil, read it out.
Okay. Day 76. We entered Drakmar for the first time, and there is script on the walls with drawings. In the fourth cave, a creature was watching us from the shadows, quite still, a Tsot soul. When I saw him, he moved quietly away. Del Negro saw him then, and he shouted and raised his gun, but I stopped him. I said it must have been a monk, or even one of the porters come back, but he does not believe that. He is very watchful now. Our guide left in the night. We went in again today and found fresh waste and then human bones, just jaws, which I think had been stripped by human teeth. There is a deep, regular noise that can be heard. Was it there all the time? And the ground seems to tremble ever so slightly. It moves in rhythm with my own heart. I think I'm close to panic. Del Negro insists that we must leave this place, and we agreed. He's packing everything as I write this and intends to watch all night, but none of us will leave. What have you done in the dreams? What have you done in the dreams? I saw the monster, the root of all evil, a dream and reality, a nightmare or not, and waking in a surge of fear and pleasure, the three of us, and he was a little way off. They talked, and when he looked around at me with his eyes, I struck him down and hit him again and again, and he took so long to fall. I am looking at him now. They were furious. What have you done? What have you done? Wasted hatred. What have you done? But how could he matter? Was he the white acolyte? No, what have you done? No, he lies still, spread out before me, bloody cut of meat. He waits for them, and we with him. They will come. A god, a monster, What have I done? It's out there, a piece of the monster. Niri nigri. What have I done? What have I done? What have I done? What have I done?
So Chapone bashed his guide's head in.
Okay.
Not the
Does
guy.
anybody?
Not the guy.
Knows the partner.
The guy had left.
This is.
Who was it? Del
is it
Negro.
Del Negro. What? In the name of all that's holy, is a Sotsoa? Anybody?
Good question.
Something that obviously took the body away that was sitting here.
Yeah. This isn't particularly good. But where's everybody else? What happened to the rest of the party?
Yeah. I'm a bit concerned that. Where's everyone now? Why
I'm
is there
quite
no
a
one
lot
here?
concerned.
Yeah, I'm trying to play it down a little bit, Gerald. But yeah, thanks.
I'm positively bricking it and
Yeah.
close to death.
Worry not. So are we all. Where is everyone?
And what took the body? What's a Sotsoa? Is that what took the body? And if it eats, like, if it's big enough to carry bodies away, that's not a good thing.
Yeah.
And is the blood here,
Like a few weeks old.
yeah, and one person's blood, or is there tons of it to necessitate more than one person?
There's a lot of it, but it could be from one person. There's not so much that it would have to be from one person.
Right.
Is there a way into these caves?
Oh yes. So the lowest are just about 40 feet up or so. The highest maybe 3 times that. You count 65, maybe 67 openings. Most look like they can be the reachable. There are paths, stairs, and handholds and footholds that appear to be fashioned by hand or through frequent use. There's nothing apart from some of the different the openings are slightly some variations in sizes. Nothing really distinguishes one cave entrance from another. But yeah, the easiest one is maybe just 40 feet above you, accessible through up like a slope.
Gentlemen, do we go for the lowest opening?
Oh, yeah.
Makes sense.
Yep. See where it takes us.
We're here now. We don't really have much in the way of choice.
Yeah.
Carrying all your stuff with you?
But yeah, we're still gonna have to survive in here. It's not like we're.
Yeah, it's going to be protected. I'm not sure. Do we need the tent?
I don't think we're going to need the tent, are we?
Well, we don't know. Some of these caves can be cold.
Yeah.
Have we got any rope with us?
Yeah.
Yeah, we brought
Okay.
one rope.
Okay, what we're going to do then, just so it doesn't hinder us on this climb, is we're going to bundle everything up and tie the rope to it. Then we're going to climb up, just holding the rope, and then when we get to the top, we can pull it up. So we don't have to climb with it.
Yeah. That could work.
Alright, so it's not a particularly difficult climb.
Could we do it with the kit?
I suppose you could. Yeah, you could. It's not going to be. It's not a dangerous or a difficult climb. It's like I say, most of it's up like a screech slope, and then there's a little bit. The last maybe 10 feet or so, you're having to like use handholds. But there's plenty, and it's not. It's not hard.
Good.
Even for Gerald. So is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you you scramble up this slope and then climb the last 10 feet using these well-worn handholds and pull yourself over the lip to the entrance to this first of the caves. Inside, it's dark beyond the first 5-10 feet.
Anything for light?
We got rid of our lamps, didn't we?
Yeah. Oh, did we? No, we've got a lamp.
Oh, okay.
Lamps and paraffin, it says here. George.
Yeah.
George is carrying them.
Yeah. But I have a lamp, Marcus.
It doesn't say how many. It says
Well,
lamps.
what's that one? 2 then. That's 2. What's a 2?
Lamps, plural.
Yeah. What's a 2 lamps?
Yeah,
Depends what the plot needs.
One lamp eye, 2 lamps.
yeah. So yeah, it's the 2 lamps, which are probably you've got paraffin for at least to fill both of them, if not another refill.
Well, they're already full anyway.
Okay.
So
With extra power.
don't play that trick, Phil. We've got refills.
Okay. So you take a moment to who's carrying the lamps? I presume George is carrying one.
Yeah.
Who's carrying the other?
I'll carry the other one.
Okay.
Should we have our weapons ready? Those that have weapons.
Yeah. I will. I'll tell you what then, Charles. How's about you stand behind me? I will shoulder the rifle. You can be the light.
That works, and we'll do that in twos.
And we
So
can
is
pair
that
up.
Charles going at the front then?
No, George.
George going at the front? So
I'm going to go in the middle.
let's,
Bleed out quietly, good man.
So Gerald holds the other lamp then, and Marcus has the rifle.
Yeah.
do this down the right hand side. So George is at the front. Charles is behind him. Gerald behind Charles, and Marcus at the back.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's a good idea, but okay. I have a habit of shooting my own people.
Well, try not this time.
I'll try not to, yeah.
Okay. Right. So you take a moment to light the lanterns before venturing forward. So you find yourselves in a roughly circular tunnel, about 5 feet in diameter, forcing you to like walk at a stoop. It's leading back into the cliff. The floor of the tunnel is smooth as glass, as though worn smooth by many feet that have passed this way over countless years, decades. The walls and even the ceiling are smooth too, perhaps from the trailing of thousands of palms and fingers. So the tunnel travels on for between 30 feet before opening into a small round chamber about 20 feet across and about 10 feet high, enabling you to straighten your stiffened necks. In the centre of the room is a pile of tiny bones. and the wall of the chamber is rough, and there are tiny marks. What as you hold your lantern up, you can see the tally marks grouped in nines, in groups of 9, covering the whole surface, even the ceiling. Thousands upon thousands of these tally marks.
Oh.
9s?
In groups of 9.
That's an old one.
So in the centre of the room on the floor is this deep pile of tiny bones.
Are they human bones? Can we tell?
You can make looking closer. So some of the bones are quite delicate looking. Some like short, stubby, and thicker. You can make either a hard education roll, or a biology roll, or a medicine roll. So a normal biology, or a normal medicine roll, or a hard education roll.
I'll go for a hard education then.
I'll use a medicine roll and have a look.
I passed. Woohoo! I think.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't.
I think you'll find.
What's a hard pass?
Hard pass is half of your skill.
Right. Okay.
So your education, 19, you need to get 45 or less.
When you roll it, you can select on your thing how to hard
Yeah,
or
whether it's
extreme. And you'll see like it's come up with that red spider. Even though you've passed, you've got that red spider.
Gotcha.
Okay, so
So, an extreme success.
yes, so
You can tell who it was.
Gerald
I'm going
knows
to
shit.
take great delight in pointing out the finer details to Dr. Highsmith, and just to and while regularly checking his understanding of what I'm saying. I'll possibly ask him some questions as well, just to make sure that he's paying attention and understanding the full import of what I'm saying.
So the larger of these bones are clearly human foot and hand bones, like toes and fingers.
The larger of the bones.
Yeah.
Is that despite the phalanges being some of the smaller bones of the human body?
Yes. Despite it.
Okay.
So it looks like we've got possibly rodents and
So the rest of
Hamsters.
the rest of the bones appear to be Gerald. So you can clearly see the rest of the bones look like they're from birds.
Yeah.
There's nothing that's immediately identifiable, not like a bird's skull or anything, but like
You can tell by the more porous nature of the bones, large air cavities inside them. Very light, obviously, on account of.
yeah. So the majority of them are probably like these small fragile bird bones, but amongst them are these bones from human hands and feet.
Where is the rest of the humans? Why are there just hands and feet here?
Interesting.
Have they got any signs of gnawing or cutting?
So there are markings on the bones. It's hard to tell what it's called.
Are they sharp, or are they more like blunt gouges?
Yeah. More like gouges.
Yeah. Where is? If there's hand and feet bones here, where's everything else? Why bring the hand and feet bones here and put them with birds?
Agreed.
special photos from inside the actual caves.
Ah.
Are there hands and feet and birds?
No. Not in the
Disappointing.
Shame.
But there's like a passage leads off from this cave as well.
I mean, all we can do is go further in.
Yeah.
Is it getting any warmer as we go in?
I would say, yeah. I mean, it's not. I mean, warm
It's
is a bit of a stretch, but yeah, it's
less cold,
It's less
shall
cold.
we
Yeah.
say.
It's certainly more shelter. I mean, you can still hear the whistling of the wind across the cave mouth. And Geraldine, it almost feels like you can feel this faint vibration through the like soles of your feet.
Can I put my hand on the floor?
You can feel it like this rhythmic thud.
Guys, just feel this. Can you not feel?
I put my hand to the floor.
Yeah.
as well.
Nothing.
Nothing.
It's like a heartbeat.
No. I
So
can't
what
feel
you're saying?
anything.
Are you saying these caves are alive? What are you saying?
No,
here?
no, I'm saying there's something putting out like a rhythmic. I don't know
No.
what it is, but something. I can hear it. I can feel it going. The dunk, the dunk, the dunk.
No. No, I can't feel anything.
It might be where you're this close to death.
Oh, thanks.
Feel your
Thanks
own
for your.
I mean, he is old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So reassuring.
Your delicate way of putting it is touching in the extreme.
Oh, I suppose he's
Yeah.
the oldest among you, I think.
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
I mean, I'm
that's
surprised he not froze to death, so that's pretty impressive in itself.
Well, actually, Charles
seeing
is the
as-
same age. There's not a lot between you, to be honest,
What's
Yeah.
that?
age-wise.
Gerald and Charles?
Well, Marcus is the youngest. Marcus is the youngest, by about 10 years.
Yay!
Bloody-
Charles and Gerald are the same age, and George is.
Just some of us work better, you know.
Bloody kids.
Some of you haven't been shot quite as much.
I'll have you know, I think I stand at the top of the league table for being shot, unless you forget the train ride. Old boy. Some absolute loon here.
We don't need a monster to turn up, do we? Just being stuck in a cave ourselves, we'll end up
Yeah.
doing snoring.
Yeah,
All the animals.
I mean, you've given him a gun again.
And put me behind everybody.
Oh, for God's sake!
Yeah.
You only shoot backwards.
Is that him when he's facing the other way?
Yes. Yeah. Put the muzzle in your shoulder.
So, what you did?
Carry on.
Yeah, go deeper in.
Carry on exploring.
Is this a straight? This isn't. There aren't like loads of tunnels veering left and right. This
At
isn't
the
like
moment, there's only one tunnel leading. There's the tunnel leading back out, and there's one leading further ahead of you.
Onwards and upwards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you continue to explore these caves. So it never becomes like a. You never get the feeling that you're gonna have to worry about being lost. There's other tunnels, passageways that lead off, and you come to other caves, and maybe have a couple of passageways leading off, and some of these passageways like lead up higher up to caves higher up inside the cliffs. But all of these caves, regardless, all these caves give us similar disturbing finds, pointing to ages of habitation and hints of possible reverent sacrifice. You find depressions with neat and separated piles of powdered bones, raised surfaces laid out with skeins of human hair, and deep troughs choked by coagulated blood.
Oh,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ. I feel this. What's been going off here has been going off for a substantial amount of time.
That was somebody who's been really busy.
Gerald, I've got a question for you. You know, you say you can feel this heartbeat, or you can hear this heartbeat. You said you could hear it outside. Now in here, you say you can feel it. Does it feel like it's getting stronger, or you're getting closer to a source?
Or is it just quieter in here?
It's about the same. It's not lessening.
Okay.
Just encompassing.
Yeah, it seems to be. Yeah, you can't. It doesn't seem to come from any particular direction.
I think it's just quieter and easier to pick up in here.
I just wondered if you. I'm not saying I don't believe you, but none of us hear it, feel it, and I just wondered if you thought maybe we were getting closer to the source of the, or you feel like it's maybe leading us in a specific direction.
If it is, then Gerald is unaware of. So you've only explored a fraction of these caves and passageways that riddle these cliffs, and it's already getting close. To little ticking watches. It's about 4:30 in the afternoon.
Doesn't really make a difference in here, though, does it?
It doesn't know.
No.
That's at least one good thing, because we're not going to extend.
Yeah.
That would be.
We can put the tent up as like a little bit of just. We could put it round us to keep some heat in.
Yeah.
So one of these caves you'll be able to, obviously you can't put any pegs in, but you'll be able to put it up to some extent. So you'll be able to use, use it as some additional shelter. Obviously it'll be that little bit warmer. So, like I say, you continue exploring these caves, and you find more of the same, more of these peculiar finds, until eventually, probably Gerald starts to feel the fatigue first, and the aches and pains, until you're forced to constantly, like, with the fact that you're gonna have to make camp down for the night. So whether you camp down inside the caves or outside, it's obviously more sheltered inside and warmer.
I suggest we stay inside.
Yeah, it makes logical sense.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to go all the way back to come. And each day we'll just end up the same boat.
We're sheltered from the wind.
So, a few more images of the cave. So sometimes these passageways lead you out onto exterior ledges when you've been exploring. But yeah, it's kind of things you see when you're moving around. Right. So yeah, you make yourselves as comfortable as you possibly can. You managed to erect the tent and And inside the tent, it's like I say, it's some added shelter, some added insulation, some added shelter, so it's a little bit. You actually almost get warm with the like combined body heat.
And a little bit of heat off the lamp, surely.
Yeah. Keep going. Yeah, and there's even like dry, wood. You find enough to like make a small fire going as well. So you can save the fuel on your lanterns if you wish. And after eating, you finally fall asleep. Good evening, Oliver. And I would like to ask, what is your current sanity?
61.
61.
Is less of an issue.
59.
59.
52.
52.
40.
40.
He's thinking, well, they're too high. Gordon Bennett.
Okay, so that means Gerald and Charles have got the lowest sanity rating of the show. Very good.
It's dream.
Okay, so
dream,
like I say,
dream.
you eventually managed to fall to sleep, and George and Marcus, although your sleep is fitful, it's without any dreams or nightmares tonight. The same can't be said for Gerald and Charles. So if you would, apart from Gerald, until I give you the thumbs up, if you would like to remove your headphones.
Yep, actually,
Ooh, I'll just go make a quick drink.
Okay. Okay, all good. Radio. Right. So, Gerald,
Hello.
in your dreams, you see a man striking down another, stubbornly clubbing him over and over and over with a rock, patiently breaking down his face to mangled shards of bone. It is a man
Nice.
he knows well, someone who trusts him. Whistling tunelessly, he produces a knife and starts to strip the body open like he would a rabbit. Though you want to look away, you see him make every cut. He lays the corpse out on a rock, wet and red. 100 quiet ghosts can smell the blood. They look out of their black layers in the rock and wonder. And you know that the butcher before you is Carlo Chapon.
I was going to say, do I recognise him?
Yeah. And as Carlo turns his face towards you, you wake with a sudden shout to find yourselves in the darkness of this, inside the tent, but in the pit. It's pitch black. And is
What was it I could see watching?
That was, you could see 100 quiet ghosts can smell the blood. They look out of their black layers in the rock and wonder.
100 quiet ghosts.
Yep.
Oh, that's not slightly sinister at all.
No. Sure, they're all called cats.
Sure they are. Oh, I'm sure that's absolutely fine. It's,
There is. I don't believe there's any Santa loss for that. Surprisingly, there is not. But you can make me. You can make a power roll.
ooh.
Okay, so
It's fine.
despite the sweat that drips from you, and how much this nightmare has unnerved you, you finally, through exhaustion, fall back to sleep. And we just need to wait for Dr. Highsmith to return.
Are we allowed back in yet?
Yeah.
Alright.
Chair. Clean them, can't we?
I just splashed tea over myself. That was clever.
Oh, 140 could see you clean. Right, so if everybody bar Colin would like to remove your headphones until I give you the thumbs up.
Cool. I'll be back in a second, I guess.
Okay.
Right then.
There's only Colin can hear me. Yep, very good. Okay. So you dream that you are all alone in the dark. Something old and bloated is out there. It shifts its weight. You stand still, you hold your breath. It's coming closer. Does it sense the trail of tears that run down your cheeks? You staunch the floor, but there is a tick of your heartbeat. Warmer. Warmer. You muffle your heartbeat, but it listens to your shadow scraping across the rock at your back. Found you. It reaches out with its clotted mind and takes hold of yours. You can't breathe. Your blood stops in your veins, and all you can do is pray for death, to look away as it slowly comes out into the light and simply unfurls. And you wake with a scream and find yourself in the blackness of the tent. There's no Santa Claus for this.
Oh, well, that's awful kind of you.
But you can make a power.
Let's see that rip through the tent.
Okay, so despite the disturbing nature of this nightmare that's jerked you awake, you find yourself quickly, almost immediately, fall back to sleep, and you don't open your eyes again until woken by Marcus and George.
Okay then.
So is everybody okay? Okay, so George and Marcus, you're the first to wake. You presume it's not. You presume it's morning. You're not able to confirm it until you have to check your watches to confirm it is actually morning. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning of the January the 24th. Gerald and Charles, meanwhile, are just completely fast asleep. To the point that you have to, once you've got on the lanterns later, maybe a fire, manage to get a small campfire burning outside, you have to shake them awake.
Get up, you lazy bastards.
What? Huh?
Breakfast time already?
Time you get up.
That was a nice refreshing sleep.
What's that sound I can hear? It's the sound of a kettle not boiling.
Yeah. What? No, I can't hear that.
Can you not?
No. Maybe if you put the kettle on, maybe that'd help.
A nice, refreshing cup of tea.
Solves everything. If you don't spill it all over yourself.
If you don't spill it all over yourself. Or especially when Gerald puts the kettle on.
Okay, so once you've roused yourselves and woken up, got a hot drink inside you, and ate what few of the rations you dare eat to make sure you've got enough to last you for the return journey.
Yes, that's going to be important.
you start packing your things, getting your things together. When you hear a sound echoing through the tunnels about you, a sobbing sound. Sounds like you can't quite tell if it's male or female, but it's definitely human. And you can hear this like sobbing, crying, echoing down through the tunnels and passageways around you.
Well, now I can hear that, Gerald.
Doesn't sound like a trap at all, does it? Let's go.
It does sound like a heartbeat.
No.
This is true. I think we ought to investigate.
Lead on.
Okay, so it takes you a while, like you head down a couple of passageways and you kind of get the sound, this persistent sobbing sound seems to lessen. So you backtrack a couple of times. Eventually it starts to, you seem to be getting closer to the source of it. The sound gets, not loud, not really loud, but it gets steadily clearer. And you come to a low corridor that, like several of the others, it seems to slope slightly upwards, and only a little way away, and it's clear that this corridor is leading deeper into the cliff face. And shining your lantern, you can see it's quite long and straight, beyond the range of the meagre light of your paraffin lamps. And Gerald, you can hear this every minute or so. You can hear this thump, thump, thump in the background, and it's clearly, it's more distinct, louder even, and everybody else can make another listen with a bonus dice.
Ooh. Listen. Even with a bonus, I can't hear nothing.
Oh God, same here.
All of a sudden, my the bit of earwax that was in there just pops out. Clarity resumes.
Okay, so yeah, you, Gerald and George, you can't hear anything first. Clearly, Charles, from look on Charles' face, clearly he can sort of hear something now, and as they point, like cause you to pause and strain your ears, and eventually even you can hear this rhythmic thud. It does almost sound like a heartbeat.
Oh, what's that other noise that I can hear as well? Is it people apologising for doubting me?
I don't recall anybody doubting
No,
you.
no, I don't. What doubt? We didn't doubt you. We just called you a liar.
You always seem quick to take offence, Gerald. Tell me about your mother.
I feel that the thing that possibly makes me take offence a bit easier, rather than my family history, is the fact that members of our own party shoot at us.
You're still holding on to that? I mean, really? You haven't let
It's
that one go
only
yet?
It's only been about a week, you know.
I mean, that's a long time to be holding on to these things.
Right, while we're psychoanalyzing Gerald and his wet nappy moment, so now obviously there's that rhythmic heartbeat there that we can hear. Charles, any idea? You're the so-called doctor.
So-called. That's no need for that at this time, young man.
I felt it was quite accurate given personal bitter experience.
But you're not having a better experience yet, so shut up. When you have that better experience, you can curse me with your last breath.
You seem to operate on me quite a lot, and I didn't get any better.
Well, you're the one that's
shit.
getting yourself re-injured on a constant basis.
Okay, and this
He
still,
has got a point.
and there's still, as well as this, you can now all hear this like rhythmic thumping. There's still this persistent sobbing.
Can we stand side by side in this tunnel?
No. There's still this persistent sobbing sound, which is coming from somewhere ahead of you as well. Although it's
Gentlemen,
it's still faint. It hasn't really grown in
what, the sobbing?
Or, yeah.
The acoustics in this cavern are quite frightening, to be honest.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, do you think we're going to encounter anything friendly in these caves?
No.
I think it's unlikely.
I'd be very surprised if there was anything friendly.
Anything then as hostile?
Considering this started off by being shot at, then
I was going to say, the people that we're following here initially are a bunch of raving psychopaths that summoned a horse to attack us in the first place back in Italy. There's something here that eats people. We've been shot at, and the party in question seems to have no qualms about beating each other to a pulp with rocks. So yeah, I would go with the whole, if in doubt, it's probably unfriendly.
Right, because there's a chance. Is this sobbing young or old sounding, or can I tell?
It doesn't sound like an old person, no, but it doesn't sound like it's not a child either. Like I say, you can't tell if it's male or female.
Okay, whatever that is, and a sort of motion towards where the sobbing's coming from. I don't think that's going to be friendly.
I would agree with you.
Yeah.
Far be me to say, but shoot first, ask questions later. On side of anything.
Yes.
Well, they started the whole shoot first, ask questions later. So yeah, I'm totally down.
We got to be
with
clear now. We are now entering dangerous territory. We got to be clear on what we're actually here to do.
Kill every motherfucking last one.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
I mean, that's always an option. I just think we should go in here with a view to looking after ourselves.
Yeah,
I don't think anything here is going to help us. I think we're right in the maw, so we just treat everything as an enemy.
Agreed.
Yeah.
It goes against everything as a healer, but these people are beyond help.
Sorry,
You
did
don't
you
live like
say
us.
healer?
You're upright and walking, aren't you? Despite your efforts to be otherwise.
Yeah, and despite your best efforts. and to be fair, I might be still, despite your best efforts, walking and talking. However, those poor bastards at your previous place of work very much aren't.
Why else do you think I'm here? I admit my mistakes. And I work towards making amends. Can the same be said for you?
I employed you, didn't I?
Ooh, touche.
Your expenses, really? Do you think I need the employment? I'm here for a different purpose.
No, I think at the time, yes, you did.
Anyway, gentlemen, I suggest we press on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gerald to the front. I think Gerald can, seeing he has all the answers and knowledge, he can light the
I
way.
was thinking someone who's a bit more trigger happy.
Yeah, I'm with that.
What?
We'll start shuffling Marcus up to the front.
Marcus.
The sort to shoot first and ask questions later.
I can't get in front of you. It's too narrow. Remember?
No.
We can't stand.
No, you can't
next to
stand
each
by
other,
side. Yeah.
But we
I'm
As
just
we
still
all
not
put-
going. I'm still not going forwards.
So yeah, you can go at the front.
Guy with the loosest finger goes first.
Yeah. We will all stay 10 meters behind.
Are you going to the front, Marcus, or are you still?
Yeah, I'll go to the front. Bunch of
Okay.
wimps.
Well, it's not really wimps. We just don't like to be shot.
Okay. Shuffle that cue around a little bit. Right.
And then when it comes to it, he brings a BB gun.
yeah.
Yeah. Pew pew pew. Gotcha.
If nerfs had been invented at this point, that's what it would be.
Yeah.
Now we're hunting some real game.
Now I'm gonna nerf him.
So, with Marcus taking the lead, you continue on down this passageway, and you can feel the
I
storm.
take it the enemy can hear us with our constant arguing and fighting.
Oh well, quite possibly.
I would
Your
imagine
voices,
so.
your
Yeah, that's
voices, your voices
Bigger
going
old
up
man.
and down these passageways. But yeah, you continue on, and this stone. You can feel the stone around you trembling with this rhythmic beating. And up ahead, the passageway comes to an end. This crying, sobbing sound is still there, but it's muted. But up ahead, you can see a pale light, and a chill breeze. You feel a chill breeze upon your faces as the corridor opens into a great empty chamber. Entering, you can at last again, leaving these low-ceiling tunnels behind it, you can at last again stand upright. It takes you a moment to look into the light. Weak as it is, it has an odd quality. It issues from an opening opposite from where you've entered. It's white and flat, and spills out of this opening almost as if it almost grudgingly into the cavern. Something moves in the light, not in the cavern but beyond it, through this doorway. And what you can see is, it reminds you of like a magic lantern show or a Chinese lantern. What you can see is visible only in silhouette, and you can see a great bulk that shifts sluggishly, and your minds can only slowly make sense of what you're looking at. appears to be like a nightmarish abomination of the Hindu god Ganesh. For where Ganesh radiates calm and wisdom, this thing gives off a feeling of threat and malevolence. Its great veined ears flare up, its trunk shifts, and the round disc at the end quests forward. There's a faint sound like that of stone sliding across stone. You can see small creatures moving across this thing's body. The outline of a human figure emerges from underneath the thing and stands, dwarfed beside it, for this thing must be the size of 10 men or more. This sudden movement breaks the like trance-like spell, and you can only decipher.
I've got a feeling this might be one of those more unpleasant summon
It's
rolls.
fine. It's just a big.
Oh my god.
Oh, Marcus. Oh, Gerald.
Oh.
So George is past. Okay, so Charles and George. You still lose some sanity. So, actually, no, you don't. You don't. So,
Oh, do we not?
Whereas
Oh, I've preemptively removed one.
Oh yeah, so no, you don't actually lose any. I thought you lost one, but you don't lose any. Meanwhile, Marcus and Gerald, you lose 1d6.
Oh, that is less
this-
than I was expecting.
Is this thing looking at us?
You can't tell. Like I say, you can't see any eyes. All you can see is this kind of like silhouette of the scene before you.
So I lose 4.
Yeah. Ooh, that's lucky.
Charles? Any medical advice on what I'm actually seeing?
I suggest
Gerald
removing
loses 5.
that
Hold on, so
person.
Gerald has to make a idea roll.
Hello.
Has it his daily limit?
He's lost 5 in one go.
Oh yeah.
Idea is
It's
power,
intelligence.
isn't it?
No, intelligence. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's
Intelligence.
He's going to have an idea and run
This
it.
little
Woo!
Oh, you passed.
bastard.
Just.
Oh, just.
Okay, so at the sight of this thing, Marcus takes, in almost like a trance-like state, Marcus takes a couple of steps forward.
Hey, I'm not stopping him.
And moments later, Gerald does the same. He starts shuffling forward, and as he does, you can see and hear him whispering. You can't quite catch his words at first, but as you strain your ears, you can hear what he's saying, but you can't. It's just complete gibberish. It's not. It doesn't even seem to be speaking in any kind of language. It's just complete gibberish, mumbling, and then his voice, the volume of his voice raises, and he just starts screaming in this made-up gibberish language as he shuffles forward towards this light. So this cavern, you now see as this trance-like state breaks from the rest of you. You can see this cavern is roughly circular in shape, maybe about 60 feet across, about 40 feet high. There's 4 tunnels leading into it. The tunnel that you came in through, and a second and third close to either side of you, to the left and right, and the 4th is that on the other side from which this light, this glowing white emanator, holds beyond it this immense creature and these things that swarm across its surface, and this silhouette of this man. It is also the source of this cold breeze. And at this point, you hear first the shuffling of feet, and then shadows as small figures, not more than about
not good.
There's more than a dozen, maybe 15, 20 of these small dwarf-like figures appear at the entrances to the passages to the left and right, and also behind you. And you can see they're armed with these sharp metal boomerangs, knives, and fire-hardened spears, but they don't make any aggressive moves towards you. They kind of just stand and look, watching you with this blank, emotionless faces. One of the group from the one of these figures from the groups to your left and right steps forward from the rest of the group, and with a curious look on the face, they stand watching you, and in particular watching Gerald as he slowly shuffles forward towards this glowing portal, still muttering and screaming these inanities.
Sam, I unslung my rifle and just mostly George. As discussed, shall we go for the leader?
Yes.
So we have then start lining up a shot to the human-shaped silhouette.
What about Gerald?
Am I back in the room?
No. What are you doing about Gerald?
We don't have time, take out the leader if that's what's causing it.
Cheers, lads.
No, I'll grab him. I'll sort of. I'll grab hold of him, like by the. If I'll hold the rifle in my right hand and sort of grab him with the collar with my left.
Okay. And what's Charles and Marcus doing?
Well, I was grabbing unslinging my rifle and I was about to aim at the.
Yeah, I'll get my rifle out ready as well. I think I've got a rifle in.
Oh, are you with us? I thought you'd started doing that as well.
No, so he only shuffled, so it's just like he takes a couple of steps forward and then he snaps out of it.
Oh, I didn't realise that. Sorry, I thought the two of you. That's why I just thought we'd just drop the leader straight away.
No, it's just Gerald who's like shouting.
Right. So the
the
two riflemen, I'll grab Gerald. The two riflemen, do your thing.
Yeah.
Take him out.
Okay. So.
Sorry, I thought we'd lost two of the group there.
No,
Just.
okay. So Charles, you grab hold of and restrain Gerald. He doesn't really. He kind of keeps trying to like move forward, but not with any great strength. It's easy for you to restrain him and stop him, and he doesn't resist even with Caroline's strength. He kind of just trying to move forward. It's not to put any there's no fight in it. Marcus and George, you raise your rifles, and as you raise your rifles, these figures, these dwarf-like figures that have appeared in the side passageways and the passage behind you, they just swarm forward, grabbing hold of you and pulling the rifle, trying to pull the
Can we
rifle from you.
hit him with it?
You can try and hit them. You can make a
Either
fight.
shoot him at point blank range where I can, and hit him with the rifle.
Okay, so you can certainly hit them with the rifle, because they kind of step forward, so they're kind of coming from your left to be from kind of behind from your left and right, and directly behind.
Yeah.
They all just swarm into the room. They've got although they're swarming forward, and they've got these weapons. They don't brandish these weapons. They come at you trying to pull the rifles out of your hand.
I mean, they're really small, so I can hold them up on the back. Just drive it down into
So
the
like I
head.
said, they're about 4.5 feet tall.
Yeah. I'll bat them off.
Okay, so you can make a fighting roll. It will be with double penalty, guys. Because like I said, there's loads of them just like swarm onto you.
to spend luck.
You can if you want.
I mean, we're close to it.
I was going to say, spend it if you've got it.
Oh, 83! Wow, you maybe didn't want to do that. Okay, so you managed to you managed to bash one. So you can give us so count it as so it'd be like 2 damage plus whatever your damage bonus is. So this is what
unarmed 1d3.
This is what on these little figures look like.
They don't look too pleasant, but they weren't actually attacking us, so...
No.
2. So an extra 2.
Rightio.
So what's that? 5?
So it's 2 plus whatever you damage. Roll on your damage bonus. Sorry, I didn't see what you rolled.
3. 2. Sorry. 4.
Yeah, so it's 4. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you hit one. You maybe hit him square in the face, and his nose explodes. You hear the crunch of his nose shattering,
Oh.
and he. Okay, that's locked.
Makes me feel better.
Yeah, so he like shakes his head, and there's blood pouring down his face and into his mouth, and he just grins.
Cheeky.
What's Marcus doing?
Oh, God. That's a good question. What am I doing? I can't fight these bloody things. I can get my teeth kicked in.
Well, don't be shooting them, because we don't want to get shot.
Have I got time to pull off a shot with a gun?
No.
You'll not be able to
you
shoot.
don't.
You'll not be able to shoot these guys on you. So you can try and knock them away from you.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll try and knock them away from me.
Okay, so you can make a fighting brawl, and it will be with double disadvantage.
Oh my God, this is going to be awful. If I can actually find... Ah, there we go. Bonus dice -2, right?
No, yeah. Sorry, yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Okay, right. So these.
You actually punch yourself in the face there?
So these short. So these short dwarf-like figures fall upon you, but they don't like hurt you. They just you struggle against them, but all they do they just pull the rifle from your hands, and they kind of pass it back, and some of them disappear into the tunnel, and one of them disappears into the tunnel, carrying it away. The others kind of just hold you, but not restraining you. They kind of stand around you, holding you in place, but not in some restraining hold or anything. They kind of just stand around you. So let's see. So George, you managed to fight some off. So these are like I said. These are the rest of them. They try and pull the weapon from your hands. They get 2 bonus dice because they're okay. So yeah, after you bring your rifle, put the rifle down the head of the face of this other one, and then the others just pull the rifle out of your hands. And as this is happening, this figure walks from beyond the light and into the cabin, and his appearance is truly awful. But you can all make apart from Gerald, you can all make an intelligence roll.
Oh dear.
Yeah!
Okay. What for Marcus? Oh, yeah. So So yeah, the visage of this figure, this human figure, is horrific to behold. It's like deformed and distorted. But despite this, George, you recognise this, some remnants of this face, of what was once a human face, and you recognise the face from one of the pictures, from the photographs that you saw in university back at Milan. You're sure that's Professor Anzalone, Professor Anzalone, part of the expedition, and he stands before you and he's naked. His eyes are put out, as are his teeth, and half of his tongue has been torn from his mouth. His nose is strangely elongated and flaccid, hanging down to his upper lip, and his ears are distended and corded, twitching and flaring unnaturally. And as you stand there, Charles holding on to Gerald, who seems slightly calm now, and George and Marcus, kept in place by these dwarf-like figures. What was once Anzalone approaches each of you, and looks, despite the lack of eyes, looks closely at you all in turn. And once, briefly, it seems like he's trying to speak, but the sound he makes are thick, guttural and unintelligible, and a thin stream of blood drools from his ruined mouth. Looking around you, as this chamber is now full of these short, dwarf-like figures. There must be 40 or 50 of them filling the chamber. We assume the four of you stood amidst them all. And this figure that was once Anzalone slowly turns and walks back through this glowing portal of light. And as he does so, one of these figures, these short dwarf-like figures, one of the ones you recognise dressed slightly differently. One of the ones that stepped forward first. He walks up to this glowing portal, and Anzalone stops in front of it, and this dwarf-like figure takes hold of one of his palms from his hand and slices a sharp knife from blood pours from his deep gash in Anzalone's hand, and the dwarf digs his fingers into this cup, taking like a palm full of blood, and with this blood he daubs and draws a symbol on the wall of the cave inside this glowing portal. And as you watch, the symbol that he draws is a yellow sign. Anzalone steps forward and walks back through this glowing portal. And as he does so, the image of this thing, this massive elephantine thing, becomes vague and misty and fades before your view, and this light changes from this pale, flat white light to a blue glow. And this dwarf-like figure stood by the portal, stood by this light. Without hesitation, he walks through, and as he steps through, his silhouette becomes his outline becomes indistinct, like a black silhouette, and the others start to walk forward, walking through this portal. And as they do, their numbers start to thin out, and they're no longer restraining you, but they look at you expectantly.
I think they're wanting us to follow them into the
Oh, so
night.
do they want us to go in there?
I don't want to.
Neither do I. I mean, I've just smashed on it face with the rifle. I'm not overly keen.
Well, yeah, there's no there don't appear to be any retaliation about like a violent act against them. And
You said it
I'll say
didn't brought by dynamite.
as you
Some
stand,
dynamite would be very nice right now.
as you stand there, you can, like I say, these figures, these people are like walking through, and as they walk through, they become indistinct, almost like silhouettes. You can also you see another figure, another humanoid figure, but this one taller than the others, and they step forward slightly towards the edge of the light, and just on the other side of this blue light, you see stood before you Malcolm Quarry.
Malcolm? Malcolm.
So it doesn't seem to hear you.
Well, gentlemen, there's what we came for.
So you begin
Let's
to
go
hear
chat to him.
You can begin to hear this high, keening noise that's coming from this like light, from this blue light. It's called blue portal. It's loud and constant.
I don't think we've got any choice,
No.
really, but to go in there. Is there any way out for us from here? Is there like anything? Can we just turn around and walk away?
Well, there's these other passageways. There's the way you came in, and there's the passageways to the left and right, so the buildings behind you. But as you turn to look, these dwarf-like people around, they again, they're not aggressive, but they with an almost insistent look on their faces, they like put their hands on you and turn you back towards this portal.
So basically, if we try and not go in, we're getting into a fight and we're going to get overwhelmed.
And probably dragged and pushed in there anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we've got no choice but to go in. We either go in willingly or we go in forcefully.
I'll just head in. Sod it. Let's do it.
Okay. Guess we're not dead.
Okay. Marcus
What the
heads
hell was
forward.
that?
I have no idea. So Marcus heads forward, and he heads forward to these figures, like more like they take, they're almost like holding onto his arm gently, leading, walking with him. As he passes through this portal, there's a figure as he passes through the light into the light, his figure becomes slightly indistinct until it's just like almost like a vague silhouette. What the rest of you do?
Leave and go home.
Well, I guess we've got no choice but to go in, have we?
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're going in one way or another.
In we go.
Okay. I'll leave it there.
Cool.
Go!
We are so dead.
Yeah, I mean, we've got one session left, and that has to encompass our whole route home.
Helicopter.
Good luck with that.
We don't have to roleplay the route home, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
No.
yeah,
fight and get out.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They could just come
Right,
and pick
yeah,
us up.
you've got-
6 sessions to come back on another ferry and another.
You've got to role play the route home in real time.
I thought that was the plan. I thought that's what roleplay was it not?
No.
Extreme roleplay.
Yeah. That's what.
Nah.
That's what I could.
That's
what
Vampire the Masquerade type stuff.
That's what I commit to
Once-
his
Go to people's houses and order them out.
Now, once you've won, it's just home for tea and medals.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I don't think there's going to
Visit
be
from
much
the Queen.
tea or many medals. Yeah.
Usually there's like a teleporter home as well anyway, so...
Well, maybe this does teleport us home. I
just
mean,
knock your shoes, your nice sort of ruby slippers together.
I mean, this all started off nice and simple once. You know, we were just knocking on people's doors in London and just looking for somebody. You know, we did.
The most dangerous thing was like slipping over on an icy pavement.
I mean, we did shoot somebody in the head in a canal.
But then came back out of Gerald's toilet.
Yeah. Yeah, it came out of a toilet. Yeah. Someone got eaten by a blob.
Yeah.
So,
I forgot I've missed most of the fun.
yeah, I mean, a horse.
I've stopped a couple of cults now. Come on, we'll have.
I mean, there's been a couple of horse attacks.
They have.
And the first horse attack seems so long ago.
Yeah.
On the farm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Without trying to sound rude, guys, if we're finishing up for tonight, I'm going to shoot off because early morning and all that rubbish.
Yeah.
Adios.
Take care, guys. Thank you.
Thanks for
Oh,
doing that.
cheers.
Thank you.
So we Alien Tuesday,
So yes,
and
yes,
then
we'll be we'll be picking this up next week. I believe still on for next week, are we?
Yeah, should be good for me.
But before that, we've got Alien, Chariot of the Gods on Horrific with Colin.
Like, subscribe, do all the tapey clicky things. You know how it works.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, please do. Click, like, subscribe, all that good things. So John will be joining us. And of course, on Friday we've got Two-Headed Serpent, which I shall be running over on Infinite Monkey Tales. Which does
Cool.
involve some people. Well, nobody else here. Some people that will chat.
Good luck with both of those. Having played them both, you may need it.
Yeah, things kind of went up a notch last Alien session. Like,
oh, they will do. Don't worry.
Yeah.
It just went up to 11.
Yeah, so
Don't worry. I'm there to throw a spanner in works, Dave.
So where did we leave it now? So we left it with an alien bursting out of the skull of one of the crew members of the recently woken Kronos crew, and Mother on the Montero
Set self-destruct.
overloading the reactor.
Full of nice exploded gas.
Which is still sat, despite the umbilical.
It's still
being
locked
detached,
to the.
It's still like flying along at with like 30 yards away from the Kronos.
Yeah.
So the whole game could last about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much.
So
Good effort.
yeah.
Excellent.
So we'll see. So hopefully we'll see some or all of you on Friday, and then Tuesday and Wednesday again. Oh, and of course, I'll be running my D&D campaign on Sunday as well. If anybody was interested in watching D&D. Right. Okay. So.
Cool.
Thank you
Excellent.
again, guys.
Well, thank you very much again, Phil.
It's my
Thank
pleasure.
you.
Thank you to everybody who's stuck with us. And,
Nobody died.
Nobody died.
yet.
No, just slowly going.
No one died yet.
Slowly going mental.